All right, guys. Well, we are over at the rental property, the neighbor's property, and we have to unhook the Farmall 110C from the round baler and get it ready to be hauled to the dealership. So the dealership, I called them the day that the tractor went down. I don't remember, was it Tuesday, August 12th? So they're just they're slammed. I don't know. I'm guessing that they have less, that must be they don't have as many techs as they did before, or holy hot. But when I called him, he's like, we can't do it this week. So they called, he said, send me a picture of the code, and I sent it to a cell phone, and that was the same day, Tuesday, and they called Thursday. Was that the 21st? The first day of school. So I was teaching school. They called the house and left a message, and my mom texted me and said that they had called, but it's a little hard to call the first day of school. So this is what we got. I'll show you. This the thing started up. So as soon as it starts up, goes right into stop, and then you have a little thing flashing. It looks like steam blowing with raindrops and a exclamation point. And then the black down here, that is actually, that's degenerated mode, or whatever you want to call it. So you see there, it has 1,389.9 hours. The DEF is 100% full. Fuel tank is 100% full. So somebody was here and messed with air conditioning. So this happened with this tractor, was relatively new. I don't remember, was a year or two, maybe 2 years old. Got a similar alarm, and if you look it up in the book, it says, I think it says bad DEF. Well, how do you get bad DEF? I don't know. So it's bad DEF, or it's saying it's bad DEF, or it has more water in it than it's supposed to have in it, or whatever. So last time they came over, we were baling hay. Actually, somebody was working for me, was baling hay. It was about now, it was like the first week of school, and they actually came over and they hooked their computer up and they could reset it, and we actually baled hay, and I think he had to reset it like 5 or 6 times. But the mechanic, who is actually it's Warner Tractor in East Troy, Pennsylvania, and it's actually Ben Warner. He's like must be the 4th generation, maybe even more than that. So he's actually a service tech. And he worked past, they're only, I think it would have been a Saturday, and they're only supposed to be open till noon, but he was here till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon that day, just getting the tractor so that it would keep going. And then it was a sensor, and it's under the tractor behind the fuel tank, and it's going to require, and if it's the same thing, it's going to require taking the fuel tank out, which is full. DEF is full, so full fuel tank, they're going to have to pump it out or whatever, I don't know, but it's 36 or 40 gallon tank, so that's not exactly easy to do. But last time he came over and he fixed the tractor at the house, right at the house. Now they want to haul it over there, which I'm not too thrilled about, because I don't think it's under warranty, and I don't like paying the trucking. It's like it's going to be, $150, $200 for trucking one way, and then, I think they're a pretty good dealer. I think they're honest about it, but who knows what they might do extra, or whereas if it's at your place and you actually are sitting there watching them, but anyway, I don't know. My big thing right now is it under warranty? Because if it's the same thing that happened before, is that part itself under warranty, right? The tractor's 8 years old, so the tractor is not under warranty anymore. So hopefully it's not going to be like ridiculously amount of money to do it. But if you crank the throttle up all the way, so now it's full throttle, that's actually showing 700 RPMs. So it's in degen. So we got to get it moved down to a flatter spot, get the baler unhooked, and have the tractor ready to be picked up. So, but I know this dealer. We've done business with them before, and usually they'll be like, hey, they'll say, hey, it was X amount of dollars, we're going to take some off. We know it, it really wasn't your thing. They will fight with Case International. Hopefully they'll fight with Case International to get it covered under warranty, even though it's probably not supposed to be under warranty. You can't have a bad sensor and then replace it. Hopefully they should have record of that, and have a bad hold on a second, we'll put the camera up on the front there. Actually switching camera views here. Hopefully they're going to fight with Case International for it and be like, hey, look, we replaced this sensor once on this tractor. It has 1,390 hours on it. You're going to warrant, and they'll fight with them, and hopefully they will get them to warranty it again. Hopefully. So that's kind of like one of the things I'm looking at. I did the video about trading the skid steers, looking at a Bobcat, and I went down there yesterday, so I'll tell you what, it was pretty cool. So we went down there. I went down yesterday. The salesman, I don't think he was supposed to work yesterday. He didn't really, I'm like, I'll be down at 8:30. I want to check it out. One that was just like mine, that I actually requested it, but it's at another dealer, so they have to move it down, and apparently they do that on Wednesdays. They have a truck that goes around and picks up and drops off machines and attachments at the different dealerships. I think there's 5 dealerships. But anyway, they have machines there that are rental machines that you can test out or drive. And they have, out back they have a big dirt pile. So I drove the machine. It's just like mine. Actually, it's an older version. And I went out there and played in the dirt with it, and it's pretty cool. So, but one of the things that came up with the salesman wasn't too sure about was the warranty. It says it's under warranty for 2,000 hours until 2,000 hours or until June of 2026. Well, June of 2026 is only like 9 months away. So I said, well, we got to figure out if the warranty can be extended or whatever. He wasn't sure, because I'm not going to buy something that, I want the Bobcat full coverage warranty to be extended. I don't care if it's only got 100 and some hours on it or not, especially when I'm going to buy it and the warranty runs out basically 9 months from now. This thing's ridiculously slow. Warranty runs out 9 months from now, and 4 of those months are winter. It's a great deal. The machine, it's a good deal. The machine is marked down quite a bit. I think they're a little bit low on the trade, but I get it. It's the New Holland being traded in for a Bobcat. But it's not a terrible trade. The machine being marked down a lot already. But so then I looked up, and so it's at the other dealership now, but they have it listed and it says that it's spoken for or whatever. But they washed it up, and now they have pictures of it being washed up, and they actually have more pictures of it. It is the deluxe cab, so it has 2 screens for information. It does have a backup camera, which is one thing that he didn't know it had. And then they have a picture of the serial number, and I looked, and actually, hey, pretty cool, right? So you type in the serial number, and it says that you can buy the warranty, and it tells you how much it is. Now, what I would like to do if I'm going to trade, as part of the deal, I'll be like, hey, you take some of the cost. I think the warranty and it's being extended from the birth date of the machine, right? Or well, the original purchase date of the machine. So it must be the machine was bought June 27th, 2024. So it's kind of weird. So you get in there and you want to extend the warranty. So at first I went in there and extended it a year, and it said it ran out June 27th, 2026. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Well, if you go in and you put in 3 years, it says it runs out June 2027. You put in 4 years, because it's clocking it from the day of the original sale. I guess how it works. But it tells you a full coverage warranty to cover it until June 27th, 2028, which is what I would want. That would give me 2 years. A little better than 2 years warranty, 2 years and 9 months. And then you can do the hours, you can do the warranty, you can do it in 12-month increments, and you can do the hour and 1,000-hour increments. So I was thinking like I would do extend the warranty till 2028 and like maybe do like 2,000 or 3,000 hours. I don't know how much I'm hoping to get a lot more use out of that machine than I did out of the New Holland. I mean, that's for sure, right? Because it has the capabilities to run all kinds of attachments, and it's just a better machine as far as, comfort and ride, comfort and horsepower, and just a lot of things that's better, right? So I'm hoping to get a lot more use out of it. So I'm like, I don't know if I end up. And then when I was doing some figuring last night, I was like, well, I don't know if I guess we'll back up, park it over there by the bushes. It looks a little flatter. So I was like, well, if I actually start doing it as a little, like a side hustle, and you do, I don't know, manage to do some 40, 50-hour weeks in the summer, then obviously you're going to rack up some hours, right? But so then if it's like, well, so then the hour warranty might be out before the year warranty's up, which is fine. But then at that point you're making money off the machine, and you're not in a situation where you have this machine right here. It's 8 years old, 1,390 hours on it, and it's got a bad sensor, which is probably a $5 part, and it's going to cost, probably at least $500 to fix it. Could I do it? I have no idea, right? I know that the DGen with the computer is probably, they have to do that. I probably can't get it to reset no matter what I do. I don't know. I thought about unhooking the battery, but I'm not sure if that would work or not. But so with the Bobcat, it's great that it's 2024 and it's lightly used, but it's not great that the warranty has 9 months to go, and 4 of those months are going to be winter. But so I'm going to extend the warranty one way or the other. I'm hoping to get them to like cut it in half. But it will tell you, it tells you you can do, there are 3 choices. There's full coverage, mechanical, and mechanical, hydraulic, or full coverage, I think, something like that. Because I've seen videos, and I know it's going to happen. I've seen videos where people have had, I just started watching, now I can't think of the name of his channel, but he's a Bobcat guy. Is it 4M Ranch? I think it's 4M Ranch. He's a Bobcat guy, so he's on maybe, I'm not sure if it's his 3rd Bobcat or his 4th one, but he had a T770, which is what I'm looking at, and he traded in and he got a T86, and he had the T86 just a little bit, and he had sensors go bad on it. And I think today's world, that's what you get, right? You get more comfort features with electronics and computers and things like that, but you also get basically more wires to make those things happen, and more sensors to make those things happen. So you get more things that could go wrong, right? More $5 parts that can shut down a $100 and some $1,000 tractor in a matter of minutes. That's what happened here, you know. And it's not the sensor that's expensive, but it's the labor to fix it. It's going to require, I don't know, mate. You know, it'd be nice if you could crawl under the tractor and reach up in there and get the sensor without having to take the fuel tank out, or put the tractor up on ramps or whatever and do it without taking the fuel tank out. I don't know. That if I was the technician, I would probably be looking for if I could get my hand up in there and I could do it. I can't remember if the sensor's in the tank, or I think maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's in the tank, and you have to take the fuel tank out to get the DEF tank out. Maybe that's because it's like they're molded around each other. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's actually in the tank. But you know, it's probably one of those things that it'd be all right if you just took it out and plug those wires, just twist those wires together and put it back together and just eliminate the sensor. It'll probably be fine, right? Somebody was talking about, my neighbor was talking to me about having the tractor deleted, but it sounds like that's probably $3,000, and you have to take the tractor to the guy to do that. So this is definitely, I mean, so say it happens again in another, it's been at least 5 years, happens again in another 5 years, whatever, you know, it's still cheaper than deleting it. I don't see the purpose of deleting this tractor. You know, one of the things is if it was going to gain you, you know, if maybe it was going to gain you horsepower because you could delete it and then you could reprogram it and you could gain some horsepower, it might be worth it a little bit. But this tractor is 110 horsepower. They make them up to, like, I think maybe they make a 140. So 140 horsepower, basically the same frame, same everything, except for the engine's capable of doing, it's probably even the same engine, capable of doing 30 more horsepower. So you can make this tractor into the 140C or whatever, but beyond that, it's the frame and everything is not designed for more horsepower. You know, it's not like you know, the 66 series or the 86 series where people turn the dealerships turn those up, but those tractors are a heck of a lot heavier duty built. You know, they weigh, you know, my 966 without four-wheel drive, without a cab, weighs more than this one does with a cab. I think the 966 is like, I want to say it's like 11 or 12,000 pounds without a cab. So this one's like 9 something. So it does have wheel weights, but so I mean this one might be 10, maybe 11, but probably with a loader. But you know, I don't really want to get into the whole. I don't really care about. I do think it's stupid that you have to have DEF in a tractor like this. You know, everybody knows it's the factories and all that stuff that's getting us all the carbon in the air. It's not the consumer, it's not the farmer, it's not the cars run down the road, it's not, you know, the tractors, it's the big factories. But you know, the Bobcat that I'm looking at is 92 horsepower and it has DEF. And somebody said, are you going to delete that? Probably not. I'd like to extend the Bobcat warranty and make sure that, you know, I don't have to have costly repairs, right? Somebody was telling me about one that they knew somebody that put a turbo on it. And I said, well, I bet that voided the warranty. And he's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, I don't really know if that's possible or not. Whether maybe he put a Bobcat turbo from a different machine on it. But 92 horsepower skid steer is pretty good. So anyway, we're going to get this unhooked and put it over there. They could come get it. And I don't know, I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to haul the round baler home with the truck or not. I think I'm just going to park it here and come over and grab it with it. I don't like to haul with the truck. It's pretty heavy. I don't know, maybe. Might just come over and grab it with a different tractor. because I don't like having things that aren't hooked up. But anyway, we're going to call that a video. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more from Triple D Farms, Triple D Maple, and Triple D Cabins. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.